been a long time coming, but BioShock, spiritual successor to the sublime System Shock series, is finally here and ready to kickstart the holiday season. Anyone who's had a cursory glance at the trailers knows this is a game to watch as it strives to reach the sky from 400 fathoms below. Just how high does it go?
Look at the bright side. Maybe it'll be quick and painless.
When Atlas shrugs, the citizens of BioShock pick up the slack. They just happen to do it by splicing their genes, turning themselves into schizophrenic demigods.
What crawls in my garden?
This is the world of Rapture, an underwater utopia turned to chaos, baptized in a sea of selfish altruism, where the circle of life continues, albeit in its own unique way. You play as Jack, a man bound for great things, including turbulence.
They told me, son, you're special.
Surviving a plane crash, you make your way to a lighthouse and descend into the city, where a sort of infomercial fills you in on what Rapture must have been like: proud, self-sufficient, and teeming with excellence. But now it's a nightmare. Its infrastructure has failed, and its citizens are engaging in genetic cannibalism, led by men high on free market capitalism. It's your job to get through it.
Welcome to Rapture, the world's fastest growing pile of junk.
The story unfolds through a series of ghostly genetic memories, radio transmissions, audio diaries, and in-engine cutscenes. It's all done with a compelling cast, many as dead voices on tape, all wrapped and warped by the philosophy of Rapture and its grand architect, Andrew Ryan.
I believe in no God, no invisible man in the sky.
But don't let words like philosophy and capitalism scare you away. It's a story of ambition and betrayal, cast in a fantastic city, where metal hulks shuffle alongside little girls, adept at scavenging the DNA of the dead. Say goodbye to generic hallways. Rapture was planned as a full city from the beginning, and it feels it. BioShock partitions the various parts of the city, like an oxygen forest, fishing grounds, and a medical pavilion, as giant, consistent maps. Most areas are non-linear, though the occasional high-pressure plot point squeezes you through a handful of locales with minimal detours. The flow of the game has you going on a straight path with no real backtracking, though if you want to return to look for missed cache, diaries, or little sisters, that's your prerogative. Those little sisters are the creepy girls that harvest Adam, the currency of power that facilitates fantastic abilities like freezing and shocking enemies called plasmids. The principal ethical dilemma rests here, where after dispatching their elite guardians, the Big Daddies, you have the binary choice of harvesting or rescuing. The latter nets you a thank you and a low allowance of Adam.
Thank you, mister.
While harvesting, well, you get more Adam and grow more powerful much more quickly. Your decisions with the girls make a big difference in the long run. As BioShock opens up its districts, it also opens up its complexity. As your plasmids expand, new weapons emerge, and a research camera is introduced. Later on, you can even invent new ammo or gene tonics, which are intrinsic plasmids that let you hit harder or hack quicker. Hacking is played out in a mini-game reminiscent of Pipe Dream that can get tiring as the game progresses, though you can always auto-hack it or pay out the hack, leaving you with a cracked safe or a flying metal bodyguard. Like the rest of the game, even the hacking grows and changes as the game progresses, continuing the motif of instability, the fragile mad genius that holds everything together. BioShock makes no qualms about its pedigree. This game is a shooter. You may be ransacking apartments and piecing together the rise and fall of Rapture, but a lot of the time you'll be firing projectiles. They may not always be bullets, as you'll toss both bees and bolts of electricity at the bad guys. That's what makes it fantastic. With all the plasmids and tonics, you can build the hero you want to be. If you want to take everyone on up close and personal, you can make the wrench your weapon of choice with some wholesale tonics, or you can focus on fire. There are some predicaments that will call for specific powers, but Cold Iron also has a way of dealing with anything you come up against. Every once in a while, a puzzle, locked door, or boss will ask for a bit of specific ingenuity, but the fact is, most of the time, BioShock lets you play like a content Burger King customer. You can really have it your way. The game also offers a great number of options to tweak the experience, from difficulty settings to guiding arrows and tips that you can turn off and on in a menu. If you want to wander Rapture's avenues and arcades, feel free. But be warned, while the dead stay dead, Rapture is a living, breathing world, and most places don't stay empty for long. The light RPG elements and constant action make it a quest worth undertaking, where the scenery inspires scenarios that scream for you to innovate. With a save anywhere option and lenient death penalties, it's okay to try some harebrained schemes, something you don't usually associate with a shooter. And with the challenge on medium being up to snuff, novelty is often the best answer.
I started to argue with a man, and then I remembered who signed my checks. The only thing worse than a hypocrite is an unemployed one.
Those audio diaries you pick up may be loquacious, but the chatter delivered is top-notch, with accents nailed and pentameters properly paced. Likewise, the sad sack babble from splicers.
This is happening before and none. Why aren't you here?
The jingles from vending machines, and the little sister's weird insights flesh out a beautiful world.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel.
The atmosphere is like a constant fog, lingering everywhere, consistent and even, with stunning water effects that make the other elements seem a little meek, though still excellent by most accounts. The art, sound, and city planning are so solid that the occasional floating corpse or pop-in texture can be forgiven, especially with a rock-solid frame rate that dips just a couple of times throughout the 20-hour experience. BioShock is excellent on so many levels. Yes, the lack of multiplayer is disappointing, and the hacking can become tedious, but even it manages to evolve throughout the game. What really sets it apart is how it forces the player to dig deep inside and make some difficult decisions. Few games affect the player on this level, and hopefully, this is a harbinger of things to come within the industry. But for now, we'll take it. The atmosphere, the water, the story, the architecture, and the perfectly tuned challenge all come together to create one of the greatest experiences of this generation of consoles. Rapture is awaiting. Bliss is inevitable.